Class methods are just functions that live inside the class. They're things that your object can do. So if I'm going back to my car class CL car, it's got 4 wheels. If I want to start the car, let's say, very simple method. All it does is print the words vroom vroom every time I say start car. So if I create an instance of CL car called my car, I can trigger that method by going mycar.startCar. What's that? It's a function inside a class. That's what a method is. Yes. And it belongs to that class. So for example, in this class, I may want to have a function called sellFruit. I may want to have a method called sellFruit. So I'm going to define that. And one thing you'll notice is when you create a method, the first thing that you see here is the word self. And that's important because what that does is it allows you to act on the members of this class or change variables inside that class. And so if I want to, maybe I'll pass it how many I sold. And so what I'll do is I will say self.int quantity equals or minus equals int sold. So now I have a little bank withdrawal problem because I can't sell more than I have. So maybe I want to say something like if self.int quantity is greater than or equal to int sold, then we do this. Else print you can't sell what you don't have. Okay? So now, whenever I sell fruit and I give it the integer of how many I've sold, it will take that number and it'll subtract it right here from self.int quantity, which is this, for that fruit. So what if I say print f string you sold int sold, you have, I'm going to do self.int quantity and self.strname left. Okay, so there's that. We'll put a line break in the middle of that. So now, after I've changed the name to apple and pear, let's sell some fruit. So I'm going to say obf1.sellFruit, and I'm going to give it the number 5. Now notice, it takes 2 arguments, but the first argument is always self. When I give it the other argument, it goes into this slot because the self, notice it's purple, is already a given. Yes, it's referencing that instance. So now, if I run this, okay, I have 5 apples left. I should make those plural. But if I print the number that I have of the other one, I'm going to get rid of this part because it's not selling. Okay, and then I have OBF2, OBF2. Notice. So now that fruit keeps track of itself. It keeps track of how many fruit are in that. And so when I sell 5 apples, I still have 10 pears. So those instances are separate from each other. It's just like if I build one of those new houses in that new neighborhood and they build all the houses the same color to start with, and I'm like, that's not for me. I want my house to be yellow. So I go outside and, well, all the houses on the whole street are white. I paint my house yellow. I didn't paint everybody's house. I just painted my house. So my house changed the property of color while the others kept their property of color at white. Okay, that's essentially what I'm doing here, is allowing each fruit to keep track of its own stuff. But see, that's what a method, and this is what encapsulation means, is that it has the information that it needs and it has the ability to manage that information internally using methods. And that's what methods are about. Methods either act on the data, the properties of that object, or they act using the properties of that object. Okay, so a method can be very simple or very complex.